What's good, folks, and welcome back to another What If, yo. This is a Dark Dre 19, and I believe this is a What If Deku was a true Spartan warrior, part 2. Where we last left off, Deku have defeated a bunch of villains or whatever, and thought about, becoming a hero and wanting Melissa there to be at his side. So, yeah. So, pretty much, let's start this what if at where they pretty much have a week left until the entrance exam happens. So, Deku decides to take Melissa to a special island to help her train. Just to let you guys know, because I don't think I ever mentioned this in part 1. Well, actually no. Nobody's gonna know. Not yet. Nobody's gonna know that Deku's a full-on. Not yet. Not yet, anyway. We'll see. But, yeah. Deku decides to take Melissa to a special island that is owned by female warriors, the Amazons. Though Deku's not gonna tell her that these are the actual Greek Amazons or whatever. It's just, a bunch of strong female, a bunch of, I don't know, female warriors who banded together and have this island. And Deku's older sister, the princess, is the leader of this island, whom he asks. Both of them, are happy to see each other. The Amazon princess happy to see her younger brother and all. Talking in privacy, asking like, how come you're here, not up on Olympus? As Deku just explains that he wanted to see what Earth has to offer, which she understands, and she asks like, who's the girl with you? It's like, just a friend. I want you to train her for the rest of this week. Since we're about to do a special little test to achieve our dreams or whatever. As the princess nods and calls Melissa over, as Deku just whisper in her ear, just to let you know she doesn't know what I am. Well, let's keep it on the down low. As she understands, and looks Melissa up and down, somewhat feeling her out. Melissa kind of embarrassed, staring at Deku, him shrugging his shoulders, pretty much saying, as the Amazon princess, like, soft, but we can work on that. So, pretty much, she's not gonna, and I know that, that the Amazons that only females are allowed to be on the island, but technically, Deku is a full on god, is a full god. He's the son of Ares and Athena, so he's no freaking demigod. He's a full on god. The gods of war, pretty much. So Deku being a full on god, even male, he's allowed to be on the island. So yeah, setting that aside, Melissa, this chunk's recording, right? Yeah, it's recording. Melissa is, she's not doing that much progress, since it's technically only gonna be a week, but you can see that there's some difference with her tone of muscle. She's a bit more flexible, and has a bit more strength to her, which helps her with her quirk even more, because Deku only helped her activate her quirk and to make it stronger. He never did anything with her physical body. He wanted the Amazons to do it for him, since they would technically know how to make a strong female body better. So yeah, pretty much when that week is over. Wait, I think I already said that. Did I say that already? You did. But whatever. The week is over. David comes to pick them up because he dropped them off there. David still kind of weirded out that this island is like full of weird muscles, kind of muscly bound females. He don't understand it, but he don't pay much attention to it, seeing that but he's David seeing that Melissa has kind of changed, is just happy for his daughter, and happy at the fact that Deku is helping her, as they finally leave. Deku waving bye, whatever, and the Amazon princess going to like a little temple shrine, whatever place, to pray to her to her father, which is Ares, to tell him how he is doing on Earth. So I'm gonna say that you already said that, yeah, she's the older sister of Deku, the daughter of Ares and the Amazon queen. So yeah, the Amazon princess prays to Ares, and him learning that Deku's doing fine on Earth. Him happy and relaying that to Athena. And let's just say, like, during those 10 months while Deku was on the island, and he has been talking to his family, Zeus, Athena, and everybody, and even the other gods like Poseidon, Hades, and all them fools. Athena, noticing that, Deku hasn't been talking to her as much as he's been talking to the other guys, which she kind of understands, since she did technically destroy his home, destroy Sparta, all his people and his king. That's not, something you can just get over. And she's been wanting to do something to make it up for him. I mean, Deku would always still talk to her and all, and he loves her, and she knows that, but she can still feel that little resentment and kind of a bit of anger in Deku, because he misses Sparta. So yeah, it's just how it is. So let's just get back to the story. When the week is over, after Dave finally picked them up and got them home. They rest for the day until it's time for them to go to UA. Sorry. So, and during that week, while Melissa was training with the Amazons, Deku was coming up with a new move for him to use at the entrance exam. So yeah, when UA finally starts, they went out. It didn't start yet, but David decides to take them out there early, since they're on an island and the mainland is kind of far, so they went out there early. And they drove there just when the folks are getting in. And as they are driving there, the people looking at their vehicle the students looking at their vehicle kind of recognizing that that's the same vehicle that David would usually drive, knowing that David's shield. I forgot what makes him special, like the ultimate support dude or whatever. I can't remember. But yeah, they arrive at UA, both of them getting out, as both Deku and Melissa getting out, as they find themselves being stared at by all the students. All of them, recognizing David Shield's daughter, Melissa, but not knowing who the other guy is. Even Bakugo himself is kind of looking back at them, but mostly at Deku, because Deku is kind of giving off this intimidating aura around him, which kind of pisses off Bakugo, because this aura somewhat, freaks him out a little, which is something Bakugo never felt since, Deku never went to school. Yeah, he never went to school. So Bakugo was pretty much on his high horse for almost his whole life. No one could stand up against him at the school, so he was just pretty much top dog there, and he pretty much thought that he would be top dog at UA. And now that he's seen this new guy coming out of nowhere with a intimidating aura, freaking him out, just pisses off Bakugo. And Melissa, shy from being stared at by almost everybody, holds on to Deku, which makes most of the guys looking kind of angry. Because, hold up, I don't know if you guys even, I'm sure some of you know how Melissa looks like, but just to make sure. So here you go. If you don't know how, Melissa looks like, it's this young record Melissa looks like. So yeah, Melissa, Melissa. Anyway, go. So yeah, you can see why most of the guys would be kind of jealous right now, and angry. So Deku, ignoring the annoying stares, just walks to UA, Melissa following behind. As they first take that little writing test, whatever. Melissa being a genius and Deku being a 100-year-old god, aces the test. Pretty much aces the test. So, moving on from that, because that's not interesting at all. That's not interesting at all. Pretty much, they get to the point where they're waiting in the room where President Mike is talking about the robots. Melissa, hearing about these robots is getting kind of nervous about this, and Deku, seeing that, decides to give her a little pep talk. Saying how we trained for this for 10 months. You're able to face me, kind of, So I'm sure these robots will be no problem. So you ain't really gotta worry anything like that. Anything like that. He just giving, just saying all this, and while Deku is trying to encourage his friend, some dude with glasses decide to complain, saying how you shouldn't distract Melissa's shield, you scoundrel. Because pretty much, and there's Deku pretty much saying like, and you are Ida, and it's Ida, as Ida just stands up looking at Deku. Deku kind of irritated, because I'm gonna say that that Ida's kind of knows Melissa, since both of them come from prestige families or whatever, and both of them are smart. Are smart. They never really spoke to each other, but they kind of knew each other as in childhood or whatever. And Ida kind of developed some overbearing, one-sided crush or relationship. Melissa not really caring for Ida, because that's not really her type. But Ida being that how to say that weird overprotected friend, white knight wannabe dude who thinks in the end I'll eventually get the girl. You know what I'm saying? We all know that type of guy. We all know that type of guy. That's basically Ida, right? And all Ida sees when he looks at Deku is just this scoundrel, bad boy, whatever type guy. Since Deku, I think I already explained his physical. He's strong, kind of long, unruly hair, whatever. Only has one eye because he has an eye. He only has one eye because he lost his eye before. With scars are over. Kind of mostly like a bad boy. I don't know. I don't want to say no bad boy, because that sounds stupid. It sounds really stupid. How about badass? That's better. And as Ida saying all this, and Melissa seeing this like, oh god, because she knows she was never friends with Ida, or really much cared for him, but she knows how he gets when Melissa would usually be around other guys. As Ida's just complaining, it's like, you're just a major distraction to her. She don't need you whispering in her ear. And what's with that mechanical thing on your eye? We're not supposed to have support items. This man should be disqualified. As Melissa speaks up, saying that item is an eye patch that was made by my father, since Midori, since Deku lost his eye a long time ago. You know, as you know, Deku says, yeah, pretending to be, he's pretending to be shy about it, covering his eye patch with his hand or whatever, pretending to be shy about it. As Melissa kind of catches on and catches on Deku's head from saying that he's really sensitive about it. As you know, some of the people just looking at that, kind of stares down Ida, stares down Ida, kind of seeing him as like, dude's kind of a jerk. Hey, leave the man alone. Leave the man alone in his eye patch. Ida kind of irritated because he does, as he was staring at Deku. Deku was under his arm, under his hand, was giving Ida that look, that nonchalant, not caring look, you know what I'm saying, which irritates Ida, as he just goes to sit down, and President Mike finished his explanation about the robots. So when they were finished and everybody was ready to this it's recording, right? Yes, it's recording. Everybody was ready to do the little robot test. Melissa kind of went ahead of everybody and was already in front of the gates. Deku was not really much paying attention to it, but until when he saw that it was almost time, he decides to walk next to Melissa until Ida gets in the way, pretty much saying that she doesn't need you to distract her, man. As Deku looks at Ida, thinking in his head, is like, is this mortal really getting in my way right now? As Deku Supreme is saying, please move your hand. Move your hand away from me. As Ida saying, no, you're just gonna go up there and talk to Melissa, distracting her. As Deku saying that she's my friend. She's my friend. I am allowed to talk to her. As Ida's pretty much saying like, ha, Melissa's too much of a refined woman to be friends with a scoundrel like you. Go back to the ghetto where you belong. As everybody hearing that, pretty much, as everybody, hearing this conversation, people are saying like, ooh, this might be a fight. Everyone's staring. Everyone's staring at Deku. In his head is like, go back to the. This man, does this fool know who he's speaking to? As Deku is just getting angrier and angrier as his right eye starts to glow red. Fire, little bits of fire is kind of erupting around him. Melissa finally decides to look back, trying to see what this is all about, and then what she see, but then seeing that it's Deku getting really, really angry, and Melissa knowing how Deku can get when he gets that angry, kind of freaks out a little and runs to Deku, grabbing onto his arm, but she didn't grab onto his in the way of just get over here. It was more of like that, that hug arm with that hug arm with the chest on the on his shoulder, with her face right next to Deku, as she just pulls Deku away, walking to the front gate, holding on to him the whole time. As Ida is just irritated seeing that. Just really irritated seeing that. Bakugo not caring right now because he just wants to show that he's the best, wants to destroy all the robots. As Melissa holding on to Deku pretty much saying that you can let go now, as and allow you to make problems again. You're staying right here with me, because Melissa is she's very protective over Deku, even though she knows Deku can easily defend himself in a fight. When it comes to socializing, she knows Deku can easily get somewhat emotional, because he never was the type to get bullied or anything like that. So when someone would get on Deku's nerves, it's not that he wouldn't have any comeback or anything like that, or is the fact that he never been in those type of situations, and that would just gets him extremely angry, which automatically activates his power. And Melissa knows how dangerous Deku can be, so she would often be there for her, calming Deku down and kind of death staring the person who would mess with him, mess with Deku. Mostly just to make sure Deku doesn't, end up killing whoever is getting on his nerves. So yeah, it just be like that. So the gates finally open. Melissa, Deku saying that you should go on ahead, as she's like fine, as she just summons up her Firebird, jumping onto it and flying off. Everyone amazed seeing this, as she goes, shooting, fireballs or whatever at the robots. And Deku taking off his shirt, showing off that having more scars, and that Omega symbol on his back starts to glow, and it starts, the glow starts forming around him, turning into the armor you see here. Cape flapping with the golden armor, and golden armor with the red eye shining bright, leaving those little strands or whatever as he walks, kind of like the Sharingan or the Goblin Slayer's red eye or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Those badass effect that everybody loves in anime, as he goes charging in really fast with his shield, bashing through the robots. The heroes who are watching this amazed, especially All Might, who was happy to see both Melissa and Deku, because All Might, I think he's really good friends with David. Yeah. Oh, sorry. All Might would often hear about Deku. David talking about how Deku kind of fell from the sky or something, and how David pretty much adopted him, and that Deku is though he can get a bit emotional and angry and all, he has a good heart and he's really strong and he cares for others. And David told him that how he's been helping Melissa out with her quirk, which is something All Might been wanting to do, but he couldn't really find a time. So he's so All Might's just happy that to see Melissa doing such a good job with her quirk. And wondering what quirk Deku has, because he just likes this. He's liking the look of Deku's armor and everything. It's something he's never seen before. It's is it a creation quirk? Is it a creation quirk or something? Does he only care for old Greek mythology stuff, or can he create other things? And his super strength and his fire and all is just amazing to All Might. And he loves Deku's red cape, of how is kind of ridiculously long, somewhat similar to what's that dude name? Is his name Spawn or something? Y'all know who I'm talking about. I think it's like his name is Spawn. He has that long cape that flows in the wind, even though it's not windy. Deku's cape is kind of like that, and All Might likes that. And the other heroes like that too, watching Deku just, destroying all the robots left and right. One of the robots trying to get hit in as Deku just, pulls up his shield, parrying the robot as he just cuts the robot's arms off and just kicks in the head, destroying this. As Deku, although he's having fun, this is kind of child's play to him, since he's fought a lot worse than this when he was on Olympus as their champion. He was, back in the days, it was just, he was fighting Cyclops and Hydras and all, demons, and even there was a point in time where the Titans rose back up. I'm not trying to reference God of War 3. Kratos wasn't there. It's just, the Titans just rose up, So Deku has fought a whole lot worse than just a bunch of these metal scraps. That's what they are to him. Just a bunch of metal scraps. They're nothing. As Melissa over here, freaking firebender, riding on her bird, speeding through the air, shooting fireballs, jumping off the bird and everything. Doing a little side kick. It's like a fire slash or whatever, just melting these robots. They don't stand a chance as she directs the bird, the phoenix, to crash into the robots, destroying this, let's say Endeavor kind of seeing both Deku and Melissa, seeing how Melissa's how she's so a genius with her fire, how she's able to animate it to different shapes and whatever, and seeing Deku and how he uses his fire, as Deku just rages through them, his cape and sword catching on fire, as he can cut slashes, cuts through the robots like butter. Endeavor liking this, kind of wanting, if I could get that Melissa girl to be with one of my sons, and that golden helmet young man to be with my daughter, I can have god-tier grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? That's what Endeavor's thinking. Has Nezu seeing how the robots are just easily being destroyed, decides to finally bust out the zero pointer. Man, I should not be doing this what if this late. I'm sorry, you guys. It's usually never this late. But I'm gonna keep going, as the zero pointer finally comes out. It comes out Everybody's running away. Deku seeing this, as he kind of hear a girl, yelling for help. Deku seeing this, pretty much, yelling at Melissa, as she's like, got it, as she jumps on her bird, flying down there, shooting fire, melting the rubble, and grabbing Ochako, who is the girl under the rubble. We already know this. We heard what this before. We know fucking Ochako was there. Why I gotta even mention? Yes, Melissa takes a Ochako away for the battle, as Deku goes in for the charge, as he's like, I'm not gonna waste my time with you, as he just starts charging his hand, fire, just forming around it, as he pretty much creates a spear. As he throws the spear while saying, "Take this, spear of Archidamus." As he decided to name that special move I was talking about after his former king, because he misses him. So Deku just throwing the spear, as it turns into like a fiery blaze, hitting the 0-pointer, going right through the 0-pointer. Just a big hole, as it just explodes. Deku destroying the 0-pointer, and that pretty much, it's the end of the President Mike calls out that it's the end of the exam. Melissa already gave Ochako over to Recovery Girl, and they leave. Deku, walking next to Melissa. Ida seeing this, and just, he's just really irritated. As he's just like, the way he sees it, he's like, the only reason she kind of likes you is the fact that your power is amazing. So if I train and get stronger, she'll be all over me. You watch your back, Deku. You watch it. Well, he doesn't really know his name. So he's like, you watch your back, scoundrel. I'm gonna take you down. Melissa will be mine. As the next day happens. As they get their letters in the mail. We already know they pass. Both of them really excited. David happy for the both of them. How long? I don't know. David happy for the both of them, as they celebrate, David, making sure to get like a lot of food, because Deku got that Spartan appetite, you know what I'm saying? Not that Spartan appetite. So he He eats that food. He eats a lot. So yeah, the next day happens. The next day, or maybe like a week later, I don't know. I can't remember. As you know, it's finally a UA. The UA. There, Melissa and Deku are there, ready as they go to class A, because you know the letter hologram whatever thing of All Might pretty much explain what class they're gonna be in, 1A, as they both make their way there, seeing, you know, the big huge door as they open it. Everybody who's already there kinds of stares at the both of them. Some of them amazed at, you know, seeing Deku, knowing that he's the one who destroyed the 0-pointer. Both Bako is a little annoyed seeing Deku, but you know, not really much caring about it, as Ila is just really annoyed seeing Deku always with Melissa. Just really hates that, as they go to take their seat. And as they take their seat, someone comes up behind them. Ochako, as she goes to Melissa, thanking her for, you know, saving her. Melissa saying, you know, no problem, as she noticed that, you know, while Ochako was thanking her, she noticed that Ochako was, you know, staring at Deku the whole time. As you know, Melissa somewhat kind of getting irritated seeing this. Make sure to take the seat that was you know, next to Deku before anyone else, as you know, everybody's finally at class, finally at the class. That Aizawa waking up like, oh, finally, you're all here. As he pretty much says, like, all right, we're gonna take a quirk assessment test, all right? As he just looks around, is like, hey, glasses, look at me. Stop staring at the kid with the eye patch and pay attention. As Aizawa throws them a bunch of gym clothes. Some of them complaining about, what about orientation? Are we supposed to be going there? It's like, Aizawa's like, shut it. We're heroes. We don't got time for that stuff. Now meet me outside. Hurry up to the locker room. Hurry up and change and meet me outside. As they get to the locker room. And then the girl, some of the girls are, you know, asking Melissa's like, hey, what is your relationship with Deku? Are you guys like related? It's like no, we're not related, anything like that. It's like, as you know, are you guys like together? as she like as she, Melissa kind of blushes, don't really say anything. It's like, that might be a yes, but that might be a no, as the girls are saying. So he might be available. As Melissa saying like, no, he's not available. As like, oh, so he's taken by somebody. As Melissa saying, well, not at the moment, no. So as the girl's like, so he's available. As Melissa kind of getting irritated hearing this, because probably like the closest, the only move that she ever put on Deku was that quick peck on the cheek she gave him when Deku saved her from those villains who attacked her father's island. So Melissa, feeling kind of threatened by a bunch of these girls, since she's seeing Momo, and how she has like a bigger bust in her, or Suyu, or all the other girls. She kind of, because she's just not gonna allow Deku to be taken away from her. As in the boys' locker room, Kurashima just can't get over of how manly Deku looks. It's, with the the strong build he has, with the scars and everything. Scars and everything. It's like, as Kirishima from asking, it's like, dude, what happened? How did you even get like this? As Deku's like, just trading in the forest, I guess. Bakugo hearing this is like, training in the forest. I see. Maybe that's why you're so strong. As Ida is just irritated hearing this, because I'm mostly leaning towards Ida being that asshole rival instead of Bakugo. Bakugo is he's still gonna be that aggressive dude, and he's gonna want to fight Deku. He's gonna want to fight Deku and all, but it's more of gonna be like it's more of gonna be that rivalry relationship than more of and not Bakugo is just gonna be more of that rival guy instead of the asshole guy. Ida is gonna be that asshole guy. As Bakugo, it's just forest, huh? Maybe I should do something like that, and maybe I can do something like that. Yes. As Mineta brings up Melissa's like, I saw you getting out of the limo with that Melissa girl. What's your relationship with her? As it's like, she's a good friend of mine, and her dad adopted me a while ago. And then it's like, oh, so you're like you're in that, that interesting stepsister relationship with her. As Deku, as smart as he is, he's like, remember, he's not, you know, socially smart. So he's not sure at what, he's not understanding at what Netta is hinting at, but he just decides to agree, pretty much saying, yeah, sure. Which, just really gets Ida mad hearing all this. As they finally get finished with the locker room or whatever. They leave. The girls are, staring at eyeing Deku, liking the way he looks, you know what I'm saying? As Aizawa throws the ball at Deku. Deku pretty much saying like, alright, you got first at the entrance exam. Bakugo hearing this pretty much saying, it's like, huh, you got first? Jeez, that only tells me I gotta work harder. As as Edom says, like, of course you got first with that ridiculously overpowered quirk. As Deku steps up that in the the circle or plate or whatever they stepped into. I don't remember. Just with the strength of Hercules, he just chucks that ball out of the atmosphere, and it goes like, it's like one of those dramatic throws that is, it goes like going really fast, as it just softly taps Zeus's head as he's like, huh, what the hell was that? The hell was that? As Aizawa looks at his thing, pretty much saying error, as he's like, huh, okay. He just writes on his clipboard and pretty much saying infinity. There we go. Everybody hearing that, as as everybody hearing that, Melissa, happy for Deku. But some of the girls there, kind of cheering on Deku, trying to get his attention or whatever. Melissa, kind of irritated hearing that, as they all do their ball throw or whatever. And then there was that, the running test, whatever test, they step onto the plate. I mean, not the plate, the field. Ida thinking to himself as like, all right, I can totally beat him in this one. As as I says, start. They go off running. But Deku, with the speed of Hermes, just blazes through it. Easily defeating everyone, getting first place. Ida's shocked seeing this, as Aizawa is just like, this is quite interesting. Side to side, Deku beats that. The grip, Deku beats that. The flight test, Deku gets second place. Melissa gets first, because bird. I mean, Deku could get, jump as high as if he wanted to, but, whatever. Melissa gets first because, Firebird. Deku gets second. So, overall, with all that test, Deku gets first. Melissa gets second. Bakugo gets third. Bakugo, somewhat a little irritated by that, but he feels that this is just saying that I gotta work harder. I'm gonna be number one hero. I just need to just work harder. And that's pretty much how it goes. And as Ida is like fifth place or whatever, he's just really irritated. As that's how it goes. And I think that's where I'm gonna end this off. I don't know how long I've been recording, but yeah, I think that's how I'm gonna end this off. Do y'all like the way I did this? Changing up the rivalry, because it's usually always Bakugo, but I changed it up to Ida. Like, do you like Bakugo's personality? How it's it's not completely different, but it's a little different, and making Ida that asshole rival, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know if I'll have a what if on Wednesday. We'll see. Technically when I'm recording this, it's already Wednesday, because it already went past like midnight, and it's freaking 1. My ass should be in bed. But besides all that, thank you for listening, and goodbye.